Good day, everyone. In the news today, there's an article that'll prove that our party system is completely broken and that the system could never work to make South Africa a success. And this article is from News 24, and the headline reads ANC MP contradicts party chief whip on Mkhwebane vote. Now, we know that there's been a process where people want Busisiwe Mkhwebane, who is the public protector, to be recalled or be impeached. In other words, she would lose a job. And because the public protector and the Chapter 9 heads are all basically elected or chosen by our president, which is a conflict of interest, we have interesting matters around this and rules regarding this. And this specific MP is questioning this, and rightfully so. But what this illustrates is just how it's impossible for any MP in this current party system to uphold the oath that they took to protect the public, the Constitution, as well as the Bill of Rights. And in this article, it speaks here about the rules for the removal of a Chapter 9 head from the office were not created for the public protector, and therefore the rules do not apply retrospectively unless they were specifically created for Busisiwe Mkhwebane. This is according to outspoken ANC MP Mervyn Dirks, as Parliament is this week expected to discuss the process to set up an inquiry into Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office. Now, it's interesting that Parliament does not elect the public protector or actually decide who is the public protector, but they have a right to remove this person. This is the first thing that doesn't make sense. The second thing that doesn't make sense is what will follow in the article, where a party chief whip dictates to the members of Parliament who made a sworn oath that they will protect their representatives. And we know if you're not in a direct election system, and for those of you who don't know what direct elections is, you'll see the hashtag direct elections here on my shirt. It's a new way to elect our leaders in this country, and this is not a new form of election. This is where you actually elect your leader directly and you don't vote for a party. Because this party system is broken, and I will prove it as I go through this article. A recent report by a three-member panel of experts found prima facie evidence supporting the investigation, and in terms of the rules, National Assembly had to either reject or endorse the panel's findings. So this was the role of the National Assembly. This panel was independent according to this article, and the Parliament sitting now had to decide if they wanted to accept or reject the findings. In other words, they are not directly involved in finding out what's actually going on. The panel report also dismissed the retrospective argument that the rules guiding the inquiry were only adopted after the Democratic Alliance had filed its complaint against Mkhwebane. The panel said there could be little doubt that the new National Assembly rules were meant to apply to conduct which preceded their adoption. So they're saying these new rules were not just made for Mkhwebane, that would have applied before this was brought before Parliament. Now, if you understand how things work, when you plan to take someone down, you can change the rules and then actually file actions against the person and then use arguments like this. It's absolutely pathetic. Dirks, who is among the group in the governing party's caucus that was objecting to the parliamentary process against Mkhwebane, disagreed with the panel's views. In a letter on Sunday, he also lashed out at ANC Chief Whip Femi Majidina over inaccuracies in a media statement released on Saturday. And this is where it gets very interesting. And it's very important that you understand what is happening in the ruling party. And this is not just in the ruling party, this happens in many other parties. Okay, in which Majidina said the party's caucus had supported the process to hold an inquiry into Mkhwebane. Okay, so the chief whip, what they say goes. So the chief whip did a media release, and now Dirks is questioning this media release. He's saying, but this is nonsense. This is not what happened. And Dirk is 100% correct. What he's doing is he's actually upholding his oath, and he's trying to represent the people in his jurisdiction, even although that system is completely flawed. Dirk said that the caucus did not agree that the process to impeach the public protector should go ahead. Instead, he said there were two views expressed in the caucus. So what he's saying is there were two separate views on the matter in this caucus at the time. I therefore find it unfair that you released a statement based on one view that was expressed in the caucus. So what he's saying is that the party chief whip decided what view he would put out towards the public, and as if the rest must just follow. And Dirk is now standing up and he's doing the right thing, and he is questioning the motives of the chief whip of the African National Congress. He said there were no extensive discussions in the caucus due to time constraints, and many comrades who raised their hands did not get an opportunity. Therefore, it is not true that the matter was extensively discussed. In fact, towards the end, chaos erupted over the matter, and the caucus chair brought the matter abruptly to an end. So think about that. There's a caucus chair, a person that chairs, that is not necessarily the chief whip of the ruling party, but stopped the gathering because they couldn't come to a consensus. He also said the media statement failed to mention the caucus agreed that Majudina should meet with the ANC top six on Monday, March 15th, to get a mandate from the ANC. Now, this is already a problem because this means that the chief whip gets instructions from the top six in the ANC, and then the rest of the ANC MPs must just vote accordingly. They cannot uphold their oath, which is to protect the constitution, and within their better judgment make their own decisions. They have to follow the chief whip, or else there will be problems. And maybe there will be problems for Dirks in the future. Comrade, as a loyal member of the ANC and this caucus, I eagerly await the outcomes of the above-mentioned engagement with Lutuli House to give guidance in this respect, Dirk said in this letter to Lutuli House. Majudina had said in a statement on Saturday that the caucus had a lengthy discussion on whether the inquiry against Mkhwebane should be set up, which was not about the merits of the case or how the ANC would vote, just whether it should be set up. At this stage, the ANC caucus is very clear. It would be premature to conclude whether they will be voting for retention or against the removal of the public protector, she said. But what this article proves is firstly that any MP that goes against a chief whip stands out like a sore thumb, that in voting processes in Parliament, any MP that does not vote according to what the chief whip of the party says, coming from the senior leaders within a party, they are dissenters and might even be fired, as has happened in the past in the DA in many councils around the country. So when you are sworn into office as a councillor or an MP, you are beholden to that party. And the system, the way it is set up, is meant for you to fail. And this is why we need hashtag direct elections, changing the way that we elect our leaders. We need to get a new governance system. We need to get a new electoral system. We need a new constitution and Bill of Rights under which we can help to make South Africa democratic, firstly, make it independent from outside influence, and also ensure that we are a sovereign state, something we certainly are not. And our President Cyril Ramaphosa makes this abundantly clear when he takes instructions from the World Health Organization, an unelected body within South African borders. I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and click the bell icon to receive notifications. Thank you to everyone that's contributed towards this channel to keep it going. You will find the description for the Capitec bank account for 00 days in the description below the video. And I want to thank all the people that made that possible. We are currently in East London, having our large meeting here tonight, and then moving on from here to KwaZulu-Natal. And I look forward to the meetings there. Thank you very much. Till the next video.